YouTube makes its most dramatic content policy change possibly in its history, along with taking down one of its most iconic commentary videos. Hi, I'm Tommy C, and this is Shot from the Point News. I don't know for how long. We'll get into that a little later. YouTube. Well, you can see today we announced changes to a harassment party. Did I just lose my voice? Our harassment policy to better protect creators in the community. We've gotten a head start answering questions below. Read below resources, blah, 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 blah. We'll get into that in a little bit. Or we'll get into the meat and potatoes, but this is what's really more shocking. iDubbbz tweets. Download your favorite bullying vids before YT takes them down. And he posted a screenshot, a Gmail email from Google. As you know, our content community guidelines describe which content we allow and don't allow on YouTube. Your video content cop Leafy was flagged for its review. How much you want to bet that they just... I guarantee you YouTube targeted this video to let everybody in the commentary community know it's over. Upon review, we determined that it violates the guidelines and removed it from YouTube. Now, I find it really interesting that that was removed because it was a response to a bullying video. But look, to me, the reason this was the most iconic commentary video on the planet. And it's open about bullying. But it's interesting. If you look at some of the rules that have come down, this is just, kind of, we can't go over absolutely every rule change. Repeatedly showing the picture of someone, then making statements like, look at this creature's teeth, they're so disgusting. That's almost a direct reference to the video that iDubbbz was criticizing from Leafy. If you remember Misha, the kid from the Czech Republic that did the Pokemon Go music video that just went crazy viral. When he was a young boy, he had bad teeth, and he was, a lot of kids have bad teeth at that age. And Leafy really went in on his teeth, and iDubbbz actually pointed out like how kind of lame that was to go after kids. So it's interesting that Leafy's content may have gotten iDubbbz banned, but I really don't think that. That's one way to look at it. I think they took the biggest man on the block, knocked him down to set the standard right there and then. And this, of course, gives a pass card to anybody that's being criticized, and it's just saying they're harassed, just claiming harassment when they're being criticized. I expect that to be happening. Look, I guess Anti-Gamergate just won, because this was something the SJWs are screaming about on YouTube. These are the policies they've wanted for years. The folks like Zoe Quinn and Anita Sarkeesian, because any attacks on their ideology is an attack on them individually. Therefore, it's harassment. So, it looks like the bad guys possibly won. Let's say target an individual based on membership in a protected group, such as look at this filthy slur at a protected group. I wish they would just get hit by a truck. I think that was assumed always against the rules. I don't think that's a dramatic change. Using an extreme insult to dehumanize an individual based on their intrinsic attributes. Dehumanizing an individual, that's very vague. I would imagine that would be something like making fun of somebody in a wheelchair, making fun of somebody's appearance. For example, look at this dog of a woman. She's not even a human being. She must be some sort of mutant or animal. That's pretty well. Depicting an identifiable individual being murdered, seriously injured, and engaged in graphic sexual content without their consent. This is something that I have seen before. I don't particularly care. I don't use that kind of comedy, if you want to call it that. I don't particularly care that they get rid of it. I don't necessarily agree with the rule change. I'd rather there be no rules at all, but I personally don't feel affected by that. It's not been a part of my act and not a big part of a lot of my friends' acts. Accounts dedicated entirely on focus on malicious insulting of identifiable individual. So I guess the only person I can come up with that, maliciously insulting, the only person I can think that would be qualified. What was that crazy lady's? Can I say that? What was that crazy lady's website that used to go after Onision? Her entire channel was based on Onision. Sparkle. Joy Sparkle. That's the only one. I mean, nobody really has a channel like that. And those channels that are just go after one person and just pump out videos, they're usually done by crazy people. Very, very crazy people that don't have much followings. If they get famous at all, it's just because they're so cringe. So this is it. This is really, really big. And a lot of folks, I've seen Mr. Mediger tweet about that he thinks this has a lot to do with the Carlos Menza, Steven Crowder debacle back over the summer. Or I would say late spring, summer. Mr. Crowder put out a video saying the YouTube's purge is coming. We just don't know where, when, and what it will be. That wasn't 24 hours ago. So, and I gotta be honest with you, Crowder tends to know when this is coming. He has good contacts at YouTube to let him know this is coming. All right. As far as the Sharp on the Point is concerned, obviously this is a big for my podcast. We make fun of people. I got to be honest with you here, with the rules that have changed. If I've ever said something like, look at this creature's teeth, they're so disgusting, or anything that's culpable or similar to that, I've lost it. If this is truly the rule change, I think I can adjust to it. I don't like it. I'm not saying it's a good rule change. I'm not saying it's a good rule change. I don't like it, but I can adjust to it. I don't have to do that. I pretty much make fun of what people say and believe rather than attributes. I'm not saying I've never done that, but usually I've lost it. And if I have made fun of somebody's attributes, it's a passing joke. I mean, there's only so much you can do. So, but that's if it's enforced in that way. Then I can survive with the podcast. Then I can do it. Probably can't make back-to-back streams on somebody. I don't think this affects my news channel. I think this affects my podcast, which is my moneymaker. Targeting an individual based on group membership, I don't do that. I don't do that. Have I made jokes that are edgy, but as far as targeting, I don't like this particular group. I hate this group. That's never been a problem with me, and I wouldn't engage with it because it's morally wrong. An extreme I've said women were unattractive, but I don't think I've ever gone as far as look at this dog. She's not even a human being. I might have said not hot. So look, if the rules are going to be enforced in this manner, I think a lot of YouTubers, even commentary YouTubers, can survive this. Will it be? Because I know certain people that don't want to be criticized that, well, let's say you make fun of something they said. Let's make you say something they did. They will try to twist it to say that you were, instead of, like, the criticism was being insulted in the manner that you see here. I know, I could think, I'll tell you folks like Susie Liu. They'll try to get you banned. I mean, they pretty much have made false copyright strikes. We proved that on Augie's show a couple months ago. Accounts like Susie Liu. They will use this to protect themselves. And I really think that the reason they took the Leafy video down was just I think it was a direct message to the commentary community. Now, politics. This is where it's probably more important. Under the First Amendment, and I understand not everybody I'm talking to lives under the First Amendment. I'm sorry. Under the First Amendment, the thing that is most clearly protected and why we can't have hate speech laws is political speech of any kind, no matter how outrageous. Now, I worry about folks like Ben Shapiro that are criticizing like an AOC. And I wonder if they're going to try to put him in this particular group. That's what I'm seeing here. That, you're criticizing their politics, you're saying, and AOC comes, you're only criticizing me because I'm Puerto Rican. I could see that being a huge problem. See, it wouldn't be a problem. Like, let's say I criticize somebody for what they said or what they did or how ridiculous and they're Puerto Rican and they only have 100,000 subs. They're probably not going to clip me on that. But they might clip a big conservative if the person they're criticizing has a lot of political power, like an AOC. Now, I'm not saying AOC is going to do that. I'm just giving you a template, an example of what's probably to come. This is devastating. This is devastating. I don't know about you guys. Like, anybody that supported Carlos Menza in any fashion possible, I just want them out of my life right now. That's how I'm sure I'll get over it, but I just don't want to talk to you. I don't want to be a friend. I'm just so outraged right now from that perspective. But there's, you know, I said before, I said early January, especially when the Matt's What It Is stuff came out, I really thought this was last year. I figured something like this has happened. I'm going to predict that Donald Trump will have his Twitter removed right around the time, shortly after his nomination by the Republican Party. I think, see, by doing it this way, the backhanded way, by using words like bullying, harassment, you can look. If you silence me, it's no big deal. I'm just trying to get people a few laughs and bringing TMZ unimportant news articles that are just fun to talk about. You know, I really worry about people that are trying to get the truth out there, and sometimes the truth is insulting. And that's what I worry about the most for this platform. And again, I think that they're going to clip Donald Trump. I watched Twitter do this. They're going to hit him up for being a bigot or some sort. Change of policy about insulting people. You can't say the R-tard word on Twitter anymore without getting. That's almost an insta ban if you have any kind of following. This is the biggest threat to free speech on the platform. I'm surprised it took so long, and I do believe without a doubt that this message right here is everybody's commentary hero, iDubbbz. This is a message. iDubbbz will be fine, more than likely. He's talented enough to do anything, but it's a message to, well, like an untalented person like Combat Wombat or somebody like that, or me, or what have you. I don't know why that name popped in my head. Oh, it's because he sucks. Well, we're testing it. We're testing it right now. See y'all later. Sad day.